Good to go. Steve, go ahead and hit watch live. You good? Are we live? Cool. All right, hey, roadmap meeting. I'm calling this a roadmap because we have been coming from a place, we are going to a place, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get there, but we have the map in front of us, and this is what we're going to try to do. I have all of the things that I'm going to say on a sheet if you would like it printed out, but it's also available for you on joppatown.church/hello. You can follow along if you want to, and other things are there as you'll see. First thing first, we are, Rach, can you turn me down just a touch? First thing first, we are, I'm going to talk about our financial team. We're going to go through a bit of a transition. We're going through a bit of a transition. And part of it is, as we know, there's been some things that have been going on in the lives of some of our people, and we are trying to give some people the ability to go and transition to those things. So Debbie is still doing too much with the treasury stuff, but she is helping people learn what to do. And Eric Hurst and Esteban have stepped up and stepped in. I'm not sure that they want to commit to being the full-time people, but they are definitely going to help, and we are still in the midst of making that transition. Cheryl's also helping us along the way. I think she's eventually going to want to step away, but she's still on it, and I appreciate all of you with that going on. So all that to say, your finances are we're still okay. Like we've got a plan, we can cash checks, we can pay bills. We're doing that right now. There's still opportunities to jump in and help with that. One way that's not a huge commitment, that if you want to help with that, we are forming a Sunday morning money counting team. That means that there's going to be some people who are going to count the money after the service instead of waiting till later in the week to do it. If we can have a team of like 6 people who volunteer, and we'll just have 2 people who are not related to each other, not married to each other, after the service, take the money, count it, write it down on the thing. We can train you, teach you, do all of that. So if you would like to be part of that, there's a sign up in the back. There's also a sign up at joppatown.church/hello, and you can look for the form that says money counting form. You can sign up. We will get in touch with you when we're ready to do that. Moving on, buildings and grounds. We had a great first meeting for buildings and grounds right before a lot of this transition started bubbling up. And what we had to do is we had to look to go from Mike Benedetta leading that team. Now Mike Pertel is leading that team. So Mike has stepped up, and he's the point person for our buildings and grounds stuff. Just a quick list of some successes that have happened so far since we've gotten from that point. The trailer is cleaned out and organized because Lee, Angie, and Tracy did that. We also are assessing that trailer for things that we could use it for in the future. On the exterior of our building, there are new gutters that have been installed on the building. Mike is the one who made that happen. Jason and his father-in-law, Bruce, have helped maintain the lawn and the exterior of the building. They've done a lot of the stuff outside. Walt Hillsboss has been really instrumental in replacing some outlets and fixing some dead outlets, resetting the GFI thing on some outlets. He also switched the fellowship hall lights and did all kinds of stuff. So he's doing all kinds of good stuff. Walt Hillsboss and Mike Pertel replaced parts of the toilet upstairs so that we can use that toilet, which is great. We are having Walt and Jane Smith, who are working on the outside sign. They've also done some other stuff. We have new lights that are coming, except for these lights, I think. We have new lights that are going to be installed through the building. They're LEDs. It's going to be better for us so that we don't have to spend as much money on electricity, and those lights are going to be given to us for free. So good thing for all of that. Now, the way that we got there is we had a meeting, and we all met together, and we said, hey, what are some things that we need to do? What are some projects that we need to do? What needs to happen from here? And what ended up happening was we made a list. That list went to Mike. He's the one who's kind of doling out responsibilities. If you would like to be involved in that, you can go to joppatown.church/hello and click on the link that says Buildings and Grounds Checklist and find things that you want to do. One thing that did not make it on that list is the bathroom. The ladies' room right down at the bottom of the stairs is going to be repainted. And so there are people who are working on that as well. So the way that we know what's going on is people are making proposals. Like Walt and Jane made a proposal to Mike who said, we want to fix this sign, we want to make it look better, we want to do things, here's the proposal, here's what needs to be done for that. Mike was able to look at it, he was able to make sure that they know what they're doing, they do know what they're doing, and they're going to be working on that. That way there's communication. If everybody talks to Mike about buildings and grounds stuff, then everybody's going to know what everybody else is going to do. We are going to be working on new ways to keep you informed without having to talk to Mike about everything. We're going to try to push that information out to you. Still working on that. But with that, that means that we're working on communication. In my time here, communication has been among the hardest thing that we've ever had to deal with, and we're working on it. And one of the ways that we work on it that I would like to keep going on, you've probably heard this before, but I really like the idea of using the task method. It's a thing that was developed by Brene Brown. It's for success and clarity. And what it is this. T stands for the task owner. Who's the one who owns the task? Who's going to be doing whatever it is that we say needs to be done? A, authority. Does that person have the authority to do that task? S, are they set up for success? Do they have the time? Do they have the resources? Do they have the clarity of what they're supposed to be doing? And then C, let's make a checklist. What's this going to look like when it's done? What does success look like so that we all agree on it beforehand, and then we can assess it. Did it actually get to the point that we wanted it to be? That's something that we really want to do. The task form is available for you at joppatown.church/hello. Also, there's 20 of them printed out in the back if you want to do that. So you can sign up back there for the money counting team. You can pick up some task forms. If there's stuff that you want to do, let us know, and we will make sure that there's a place that people know where to get that stuff and who's doing what so that we're not stepping on each other's toes. If you would like to submit proposals, try to use that as a guideline. If you've already submitted proposals, it's okay. The task form is also on this sheet if you get to it digitally, so you can click on it. We want to make sure whenever we do anything that we are not, that is in line with our scripture, it's in line with our budget, it's in line with our calendar, and it's in line with our other priorities. So, for example, as we are moving into other things, just like we had a buildings and grounds meeting, I would like to have a Christian education meeting specifically focusing on children's ministry. So we're going to be having one of those at some point. What can we do for the kids? What can we do with kids? Do we want to offer stuff every week? We're going to have a meeting. So anybody who's interested in that, we're going to announce it. You're going to be able to come. We're going to have a long discussion. Well, not that long, but a discussion about what do we want to do as a church? How do we get there? And then I'm going to be your point person for that, and we're going to make sure that we know what we're doing. So that's how this whole thing is going to go. In order to communicate outside of paperwork, a great tool, I know that some people buckled on it, a great tool is Discord. Discord is something that you can access online. This is what it looks like. This is my Discord. Not everything that's on my Discord is going to be on your Discord, just so you know. But on the left-hand side are channels. We have a general channel. We have a building and grounds channel. We have a free yard sale channel. We have a hospitality committee channel. If you want to talk about things that are going on in the church, you can go on the appropriate channel and ask a question. Come up with an idea. Have a discussion. And that way we know that it's there. If you go on the right channel and then go on that box on the bottom and start typing, people will see it. They will get to it. And if we don't see it right away, we'll get to it soon. And we'll also be able to get back to it in a year or 2 years or 3 years when we want to remember what that discussion was that we had. So it's a great tool to be able to use. I really hope that people will get there. If you would like to be a part of our Discord channel, you can go to joppatown.church/hello, and there's a link where you can click on that, and it will get you to join our Discord. It's an invitation. Click on that, sign up for Discord. We don't control Discord, but we do control our server. Some people have asked about how to give money monetarily. Thank you for asking. Thank you for trusting us with your money. We really appreciate it. Here's how to do that. Angie created a nice little graphic. It looks like this. There are 4 ways to give. You can give when you're here. There's offering plates in the back, or you can hand it to somebody who's on the counting team when that whole thing gets in place. You can mail checks to the church. This is what I choose to do because there's absolutely no fee if you mail a check to the church. There is a little bit of processing that goes into it. Thank you for those of you who are going through the processing or have done it for so long. You can give by card. If you give by card, the cheapest way for us to get your money is through PayPal. PayPal charges us 2.2% plus 29 cents for every time you use your card. So if you give $100, then $2.20 plus 29 cents, $2.59 is taken away from that. We get the rest of it. That's by card. The cheapest way that you can give online is if you're willing to link your bank account to a service called Stripe, which is similar to PayPal. Stripe allows you to link your bank account to them. The very first time you give us money by using your bank account, it will take $1.50 out of your bank account. For every subsequent time that you give after that, it will take 25 cents from your bank account, no matter the price. So if you give $1,000, we would get $999.75 if it's your second or 100th donation that way. So if you're looking for an online option and you're willing to do your bank account, that's a great option. If you want to do it by card, hey, we're not going to turn your money away. Thank you. It's just PayPal is going to get some of that money. That's okay. But I want to be very transparent about what that looks like. Again, checks, you can just get them right to us. In person, you can get it right to us. Sorry, somebody's texting me. I just want to make sure it's not somebody who's asking questions online or something like that. Okay, I will take care of that afterwards. Yeah. Yes. Yes, we do not have a mailbox here. So if you mail us checks or anything for that matter, we have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 489. Should be on your bulletin and other media that we have. It's on the website. P.O. Box 489, Joppa, Maryland 21085 is where you mail stuff. Number 6, last item. Here's some things that you can expect to see between now and the end of the year. We're going to have our free yard sale set up on October 3rd. We're going to have the free yard sale on October 4th. The more help we get, the more happy I'm going to be. Please come and help, and we're going to try not to overwhelm and kill anybody, except Lee. We're going to have an interest meeting for the entire community about the homeless shelter. We're going to just have a meeting where people who are interested in volunteering, interested in figuring out what they want to do, we're going to have a meeting not on a Sunday. It's probably going to be in the week, and we're going to have them here, and we'll live stream it, and we'll record it so that people can watch it later. We are going to have a Christian education meeting. It will be focusing primarily on children's ministry. I would like to have a meeting to set up Christmas. If anybody's interested in helping me figure out, how to make Christmas interesting, feel free to let me know, because I've been here for 12 years. I've preached 12 sermons on the same topic again and again and again, so I need some help. So if you want to be part of that, you can. We are planning to have the sacrificial potluck. What that is it's a meal. The goal is to make your food as cheap as you can possibly make, remembering that there are some people who don't have the ability to do all kinds of fancy stuff. You make a super cheap meal and bring it here, and we eat, and we look at the grayness of the table, and you don't make dessert, even though some people break that rule, because not everybody has the ability to make dessert. We really want to try to keep it as cheap and creative as possible. If you can make a super cheap dessert, good on you. And what that does is it gives us an opportunity to make a special offering, and with that offering, we adopt families for Thanksgiving and Christmas and make sure that they have enough to eat on Thanksgiving and Christmas, that we might be able to help them with some gifts and things like that. So if you would like to be a part of that, let me know, but that will be coming up probably in November. And then sometime in November or December, we're going to have a calendar meeting, similar to the one that we had last year, except better. This year, what's going to happen, Angie is going to go through and she's going to be making kind of a sample calendar. It's not going to be set in stone, but she's going to say, here's what 2026 should look like. And we're going to put these things on these days, and we're going to put this stuff in there, and then we're going to get together and we're going to talk about what do we want to do as a church? Do we want to have all of these events? Do we want to add more social things? Do we want to do other things? So if you have ideas for what we should do as a church, whether they be new ways to reach out to the community, new events that we could do. Hey, you know what? Instead of doing the Easter egg hunt, let's do a trunk or treat or something like that. Like if you have ideas like that, Angie would be a great person to talk to. She could put it in as a proposed thing on the calendar, and then we can have that discussion. No longer am I going to be standing up and saying, okay, what ideas do we have in January? Those ideas are going to happen before the meeting so that we have a more streamlined meeting. With that in mind, that's all I've got on this thing. Are there any questions? All right, thank you all for being here. And if you want to see this later, joppatown.church/hello. We'll have a link to all of this stuff, and then it'll also have all the forms and stuff. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.